And here they come, led by the #1 contender, Egerton Marcus, entering the ring. His chief second is Jerome Coffey.
Egerton he's had a bit of time off, but you know, he is a guy, he's pretty sharp in his last 2 fights, won them both by first round knockout, so we know that he's peaking right now.
6 feet, 219 pounds. You think back to the days when I was very young and enjoyed the fight game and followed it, and there weren't the 3 different divisions and everything else, but someone like Rocky Marciano,
175
never saw 6 feet.
Nope.
Unless he measured it with a tape measure himself. But there was a guy that obviously worked inside and hit like an anvil, and that's exactly the type of thing that Egerton Marcus is going to have to do here against a much bigger opponent, and Donovan Razor Ruddock, who is now getting set to enter the ring here at the Niagara Falls Convention and Civic Center.
Back when The Rock was fighting Joe, there weren't as many big guys around. There were some big guys, but there weren't as many big guys. In fact, today they're all big guys. A guy who's 175 pounds, man, could never last now.
You know, I gotta tell you, I think the perfect size heavyweight is me not to boost myself up, but a 6'1", 230. I think you're very comfortable. You're right in the middle there for a guy 250, a guy 210. I'm pretty happy. I would kill for another inch in height, but
I'm afraid you can't buy that.
But you know, I'm very comfortable. I use it to my advantage, and I think Egerton is a good size.
Well, there is Razor Ruddock, Donovan Razor Ruddock. He is 37 years of age, 6'5", 241 1/4. His record 37-5-1, 28 wins by knockout. And let's go upstairs into the ring, and here is James Jardine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the main contest of this evening. Your timekeeper for this contest is Barbara Nagel. Your judges, Jack Woodburn, Don Ackerman, and Joe Ware. Referee, Mr. Hubert Errol. This bout is sanctioned not only by the New York State Athletic Commission, Alvin Southern Chairman, but also by the Canadian Professional Boxing Federation, Al McKechnie, President, and Supervisor at ringside, Mr. Ed Pearson. This bout is 12 rounds heavyweights for the Canadian heavyweight title. I'd like to take one moment before we introduce the fighters and before our national anthems to introduce, after the events, of course, of September the 11th, we know that in our midst there live heroes. And they're back here, ladies and gentlemen, the police and firefighters of Western New York. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. We're honored to have you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor Canada and America, I'd like to ask Daniela Pavicic of Toronto, Canada, to come forward for the singing of our national anthem.
Glorious and free, oh early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Daniela, thank you very, very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our packed house here, for our firefighters, for our police force, for our television audience, coast to coast, let's get ready to rock and roll. Here we are, 12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of Canada. Introducing on my right and in the red corner, he is wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold and weighed in yesterday at an even 219 pounds. His professional record, 17 wins, only 3 losses, 1 draw with 13 knockouts. A veteran of the Olympic Games where he won a silver medal in Seoul, Korea. He comes to us tonight from Toronto. Please welcome Egerton Marcus. And his opponent across the ring in the blue corner. He is wearing the white trunks trimmed with blue and red. He weighed in yesterday at 241 1/4 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding 37 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, with 28 wins by a knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Toronto, please welcome Razor Ruddock. Ruddock, 12 rounds heavyweight.
You know, Joe, he's only 3 pounds heavier than he was when he fought Tyson the second time.
That's something else. He is in great shape. Hubert Earl, Halifax, Nova Scotia native and former Nova Scotia boxing commissioner, will be the referee here this evening. You know, they're 36 years of age and 37 years of age, and a gentleman once explained to me, when you win with age, it's experience. When you lose, you're just too old. So the experienced one will win, the other one will be too old. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it seems to work when you get up into your late 30s and 40s in any activity, whether it's boxing, hockey, baseball, or any other professional activity. But here we go.
Let's not forget that just a week ago, Hopkins, who's 36 years old, had a very impressive win over one of the best boxers in the world, Trinidad. And Hopkins, I got to 36. He was impressive.
And George Foreman is still stumbling around. He's in his 50s.
Look at George Foreman. I mean, some guys improve with age, and I got to tell you, I was impressed with Hopkins, and even at his age.
Here we go.
Won the heavyweight championship when he was 44.
Yes, he did. Egerton Marcus with the white trunks and the yellow trim, and Razor Ruddock with the red, white, and blue. And let's see if Egerton Marcus can get inside. Looping right hand, came up a little short.
Already you can notice that reach advantage hurting Marcus. Both he's thrown 2 right hands, both of them come up short.
Razor keeps that left hand out there. It's a long way to come around it.
But Egerton came right out at the bell. He's not boxing and moving. He's putting pressure on, and I'm surprised. I heard he had a lot of heart, and he's pretty determined.
Joe Bowen along with Joe Tilley and baby Joe Macy here at ringside in Niagara Falls, New York. The Canadian Heavyweight Championship on the line. Three Joes. It
Ruddock
sounds like
standing.
we're the Three Stooges in here.
Yeah, Joe. It's all Joe all the time.
Good body shot there.
Standing straight up, he felt that right hand to the body. He brought his left hand just down just a tad. He's starting to respect now the body work that Marcus is doing early in round one.
Coming up on the halfway point of the first round. Following up on the left jab, but really didn't make much contact.
And I got to tell you, if I was Egerton, I'd keep wanting to jab that body, jab the stomach and the chest.
Good uppercut there, but maybe a little late, says Hubert Earl. And cautions to both fighters.
Well, so far, Ruddock is just enjoying himself in the center of the ring, which is what I said he had to do to win this fight. But he hasn't done much yet. He's just sort of letting Marcus bang away and maybe waiting for an opportunity. But you don't want to wait too long.
No, Marcus has been the busier of the two. There's no question about that in the early going here. Now a minute left in round one.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Good strong left hook to the body.
From what I've seen from Razor Ruddock's last fight with Harold Skyners, it seems like every round he'll give a hard 20 to 30 seconds with the nice, powerful combinations, and not very busy in the rest of the round, but being very cautious with that power that he's got.
Well, it's been a long time since he went 12 rounds.
Well, he has that on the books tonight. It's a 12-round fight. I don't think too many people think it's going to go that distance, do you?
I think it very well could.
All right.
I think it very well could.
Tough to tell at this point, but I'm impressed with the first round of Egerton Marcus.
Good combination there, following it up with the right hook. Final seconds of round one. Canadian Heavyweight Championship at stake. Egerton Marcus and Donovan Razor Ruddock. Straight left jab by Ruddock. And there is the first round.
He'll wake up and realize what's going on, and I think the next few rounds are pretty exciting.
We've got the unofficial scoring going over here. Joe Macy's got that 10-9 Marcus after the first. All right, we'll carry that along with us. Here is round two.
He's very patient and relaxed, Ruddock. That's a good thing.
Yep.
You don't want to be too relaxed.
You know, that's
Sometimes
true.
the guys end up relaxing on the canvas.
So that's true. That's true. That's true. But
With your soles up. You don't need that either.
I guess that's over-relaxing.
Yeah, it would be. Round two. Ruddock with the left jab out there, but not really scoring with it.
It almost seems like Razor's waiting. I mean, I don't know what he's waiting for. He's waiting till maybe for Marcus to make a mistake, I guess, but finally he threw a punch over.
you think he'd be jabbing a little more, Ruddock. Maybe doubling up on the jab. I don't know if Marcus moves his head much, but oh, nice uppercut.
Uppercut, and Ruddock's got a dandy.
That was a good uppercut. That's his
he calls it his
weapon.
smash,
Yeah.
or the hooker cut, if you will, because it sort of comes off a left hook, doesn't it?
Yep, it's a cross between a left hook and uppercut, and it is his patent punch.
But he really is not utilizing his reach to a major advantage as Marcus continues to be able to get in underneath it. Bit of a looping right hand there. Marcus trying to get some body work done and is separated by referee Hubert Earl.
Stand nice and close, Marcus, nice and tight, and that's just what I would want to be doing in there myself. Nice body work.
Marcus can win this fight inside, but he has to stay in there. As mentioned in the Swiss script to success, if he plants his forehead on Razor's chest, he can't go wrong. If he gives him room to land that uppercut, too much room, it could be deadly. We remember what Razor did to Mike Tyson with that uppercut. I mean, he landed some beauties, and had Tyson lots of trouble.
Ruddock felt that after the two losses to Tyson, he really lost interest and lost focus in his career, and that has not come back until most recently. With 40 seconds left to go in round 2 of 12.
Oh, I tell you, he was sure determined in those Tyson fights. I mean, one of them he fought most of the fight with a broken jaw. I mean, it just I was really impressed with the Razor at that stage, and you know, he's been trying to get back to where he was then, and you know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. We'll see.
I certainly think he's determined. Nice combination there. I put him up there with the Ray Mercer, another guy who's trying to make a bit of a comeback, who's up there in age, is still very dangerous in this division, and Ruddock is as well. And he looks determined. He's a lighter than he was the last fight. He physically looks better. And
using his left jab a little more in this round, too, guys.
Looks like he's woken up a little bit in the second half of that round.
Yep,
Much better round for the Razor.
Round 2 is in the books. Donovan Razor Ruddock. Chico Riba is in his corner and handling the conversation here with Donovan Razor Ruddock. Got more than boxers in upstate New York.
Yeah, I see that.
He's being very patriotic with the red, white, and blue.
Yes, she is. Here's a look
action
at some of the action from round 2.
There's the uppercut.
Oh, there it is. That's very impressive.
Didn't quite connect, but enough to make Marcus very wary. And there's Marcus rallying.
Joe, how do you defend that hook and that uppercut, or the hooker cut, as he calls it?
that is so strange. It's a nice punch that he's got, but sometimes you just got to be prepared to keep that right hand underneath your chin and be ready to go underneath the hook and block that uppercut. Because you know it's one of his favorite punches. He's going to use it.
Round 3. Donovan Razor Ruddock, former Canadian heavyweight champion, and Egerton Marcus attempting to win the title.
What Ruddock did in that last round, Joe, is he established himself. He's able to, you know, dictate a little pace to Marcus, and that caused Marcus to have a little respect for that uppercut, because he stung him even though he didn't land flush. He stung him good.
Marcus continuing to try to work inside and at the body here. He was very successful in round 1 in doing just that. The reach of Ruddock played a little more into Ruddock's hands during round 2.
Now, if he might be trying to get Ruddock to chase him into the corner a little bit and then maybe turn him around and bang him against the ropes. That would be a good strategy for him right now.
Looking over Baby Joe Macy's shoulder here, I see he gave Ruddock round 2 10-9. So
well, I think Marcus was maybe a little busier in the second round, but Ruddock landed more on the influential punches, which might be what happens for most of the fight, being that he's bigger and stronger and landing the more powerful punches.
That one looked like it landed on the label.
Well, it looked a little low, but Ruddock's carrying his trunks very high. Very high. I mean, and the referee is very aware of that. Ruddock's trunks are high. That wasn't a low blow. It was right on the...
Overhand right by Marcus, had some snap to it.
Marcus throwing good combinations, good punches, but Ruddock's pretty defensive with his arms and his hands. He's doing a pretty good job with that.
Looping left hook there.
He loaded up on that one. Marcus is doing a good job with the body. A nice uppercut by Marcus.
Egerton Marcus with a minute 12, minute 10 to go here in round 3. Having a better round, much more active as he was in round 1.
There he is, trying that uppercut again.
Yep.
Marcus is doing a good job, though, keeping the right hand, keeping the elbow in, keeping the hand up.
Left hook to the jaw there.
Marcus doing a good job of slipping those punches as well.
He's going to have to be busier, Marcus. Busier than Ruddock, I should say, and land some clean punches. They're not going to be as powerful as Ruddock's, and the judges may look for those influential power shots, even though he's not as busy.
Those big bombs do have a way of influencing the judge. They have a way of influencing the opposition, too.
Influencing your equilibrium. Doubling up on the left is Marcus.
Not that Egerton doesn't have steam on his punches. He's a good puncher as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, they look like they're coming with some steam.
This is round 3 coming to a close at the Convention Center and Civic Arena in Niagara Falls, New York. Round 3 is in the books. Different. There is no 3 knockdowns, and as Egerton Marcus said, how often can I knock him down there? But it is a 10-point must system, but there are no 3 knockdown rule in effect, as the New York Athletic Commission has in their fights. Egerton Marcus with Jerome Coffey as his second.
Coffey's telling him to continue to move that head, stay away from the power punch.
Marcus won his last 4 fights as a heavyweight. And
hasn't had much work lately, though. His last 2 fights have been first-round knockouts.
Yes, you're right. Well, he's gone 3 now, and we're into the 4th.
I give that 3rd round an even round.
Okay.
So an even round to me.
Egerton Marcus in the yellow trim and Razor Ruddock in the red, white, and blue. Canadian Heavyweight Championship at stake. Combination there by Marcus didn't really make much of an impact on Razor Ruddock.
Well, we're seeing a real pattern here, Joe. I mean, we're seeing Marcus is very content with dictating the pace, being first, throwing most leather, and Ruddock is just going to try to sit back and counterweight to land that looper.
Good straight left jab there, and that's something I think we all agree Ruddock should be doing more of.
Definitely use that reach. Keep that jab in his face.
Left hook there by Ruddock. Marcus coming up with the uppercut as they break. It's been an active 4 rounds thus far, with 1:40 to go in round 4.
Well, anybody who thought these guys were too old to put on a show, they're way off base, man. These guys are 2 tremendous athletes.
And they're throwing a lot of leather.
They're throwing a lot of punches for heavyweights, big guys at their age, and they're looking real good.
The referee did warn Egerton verbally about keeping that hand up. He did the 1 shot that looked a little bit low.
Egerton looks pretty light in his feet. If I were him, it's a lot easier said as a boxer out here than it is in there. I could see a lot of things that I might do, mistakes or some good things, but it is easier said sitting out here. But he seems light in his feet. I would kind of like move around, be a little agile, give some angles to Ruddock.
That might be a real good move later on, Joe.
Yeah,
as the fight progresses. Keeps dancing and moving. That's certainly not Egerton Marcus's fight as a rule, but hey, if it's whatever works, eh?
Niagara Falls, Baby Joe Macy is our guest, along with Joe Tilley here at ringside.
Sometimes you
uppercut there.
Oh, just missed.
Straight right hand that time by Razor Ruddock. And again, Marcus trying to move inside. Hubert Earl trying to get them to separate on their own, and a good flurry there, and a good combination by Egerton Marcus.
Nice right uppercut. That seems to be working for him. We should stick with that on the inside.
Coming to the close of round 4.
Another good round.
Spun Ruddock around. I think he lost his balance more than anything.
And Marcus said it was a nice little move by Egerton. A nice little slick move to spin Ruddock around and then nail him to the kidney.
Round 4 is in the books.
Glad I'm not a judge. Seems like a tough one to judge.
Well, that's 2 things you've said you didn't want to be today. You didn't want to be a judge, and you don't want to be a promoter. As we take a look at some of the action from round 4.
I gotta tell you, I'm a lot happier inside the ring.
Yeah, I think that was the exchange right there that gave Marcus a round of mine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think so. Again, he's been busier, and though Ruddock, like I said, is landing the more powerful punches, there wasn't so many that round.
So next time, Baby Joe Macy, when that training looks like it's getting just a little tougher, you'll have to remember this. Even this broadcasting stuff isn't easy. Look what it's done to Tilly and I.
It is not easy. It's fun, though. I'm enjoying it.
You're doing a great job. We're ready for round 5 of 12. As Hubert Earl gets them straightened around, and our unofficial scoring has this one pretty even. That is the second round that Baby Joe Macy has given Marcus. Now we've got a little bit of stuff here. Do we have a little extra?
A little bit extra of Vaseline.
Vaseline on the face, yep. A little touch-up job there being done by Jerome Coffey and his crew.
Yeah, I don't think Egerton needs a rest right now.
Pretty sure if I got in there, you couldn't find enough lard to put on me. They'd be putting it on. I bring the lard with me. That's right. Both inside and outside. I hear you.
That butter in the corners.
That's right. This is round 5.
Oh, that was a little low.
Yeah. And again, a verbal warning from referee Hubert Earl.
The referee hasn't had to do much work physically in the fight, though.
No, he hasn't. It hasn't been a lot of hanging on and leaning on each other inside. Marcus has got his business done inside and then got out. Overhand right, blocked efficiently there by the arm of Razor Ruddock.
Egerton really trying to come over with that right hand, but Ruddock's pretty aware of that, keeping that left.
The ref just gave Razor another warning for holding the head.
Strong, straight right hand right there.
Oh, that was the best punch of the fight for Marcus.
Nice right hand.
Great right hand.
Sure was, and he followed it up with a little body work as well.
But
Really shocked Ruddock.
Left hook made some impact and an overhand right in the clinch.
Egerton should really throw some feints now and try to confuse Ruddock.
he certainly got his attention with that right hand. He's if there's a punch count right now, I'm telling you that Egerton's got to have him 2-1.
Yeah, but Ruddock certainly has proven that he could take a nice punch throughout the year.
Left hook by Ruddock, followed up with another. Straight left jab. And a strong right hook there. And both fighters getting pretty good leather on each other with the exchange.
Ruddock landing the jab when he throws it, just not doing it enough.
There's a good feint, Joe. That's what you're looking for. Just missed.
Feint the right, came with the left.
Ruddock's starting to throw a few more right hands here.
Under a minute to go in round 5, scheduled for 12. The Canadian Heavyweight Championship is at stake.
Nice head movement. He's got to move his head and keep that pressure on. He's doing pretty well with that, Marcus. Another overhand right on top of the head.
Good action here in round 5.
Both fighters are right-handed. Right hand by Ruddock, trying to go downstairs a little bit.
So I think most of the concern is in Ruddock's left hand.
Yes, you're right.
That left hook and uppercut, that's the punch you're looking for.
Uppercut by Egerton Marcus.
I like to see Egerton stay inside.
Final seconds
He lands
here.
a punch inside and then he moves backs up. I'd like to see him just stay there and work a few more. Or even try to tie him up a little bit.
There is the end of the round. And round 5 is into the books.
He's got to keep busy though. Can't afford to let Marcus land like he has been, and not throw more punches. He's got to be busier.
Just pawing that left jab out there, almost measuring Marcus, but not being able to throw the right hand.
Marcus is landing that right is a little more efficiently now.
Ruddock lets him inside, and Marcus scores with some more body work.
Oh, it's a good shot. He might have been a little bit low on that one. Yeah, he's getting one.
And Hubert Earl, it's been about as active as he's had to be, really.
It's tough for Marcus to, he wants to work the body, and it's tough because of that, the fact that he's a shorter man to land a good flush punch to the body, because he has a tendency to be a little bit lower when he's releasing. So
well, he's doing a pretty good job. What I would be doing is keep jabbing the chest, the stomach, the neck area, with your eye level.
that's a nice combination. Go. Yes,
Another good combination, and the uppercut landed as well, and he's right back inside.
2 shots to the body, uppercut to the head. That, as you said earlier, Joe, that's been a really effective punch for him.
And really, as we mentioned in the opening, the 9-inch reach advantage that Razor Ruddock has not been a factor at all.
What advantage?
Yeah, no, you're right. In fact, it's almost been a detriment because he's been getting underneath the arms and being inside, Marcus has.
Like I said earlier, some of these heavyweights that are only 6 feet or 6'1", have shorter range reaches. Like myself, if you learn to use it to your advantage, like Tyson has, it shouldn't be a problem.
A couple of good uppercuts there.
This is exactly where Marcus wants to be. Right inside, landing those uppercuts, landing the body shots.
And really, at this point, the midway point of the fight, you sense that he's taking control of the fight if he hasn't already. But he really seems to have taken a lot of the control of the fight.
It looks that way, slowly but surely taking control.
We'll see if Ruddock senses any desperation as a result of that.
Well, it's still a long way to go. And we've got a half minute to go here in round 6.
Just not sticking that jab with any authority, Ruddock. And you know he's got a strong jab. You wish he would use it a little more.
A couple of right hand leads and another one there.
He's a good counterpuncher, but you know what? You can make the mistake by waiting too long and, and taking punches along the way. And then just before you know it, you get so far behind you can't catch up.
Well, he's capable of catching up with one punch.
This is true.
But at this particular point, with seconds left in round 6, it has been a very strong round for Egerton Marcus.
Oh, another excellent round for Marcus. That's definitely Marcus gone. And a little psychology here as Egerton stands up in his corner, doesn't bother to sit down. Oh, here comes the chair. Here comes the stool.
I gotta think if I was in there with Egerton Marcus or a guy like him, physically built like him with that short reach, I would be boxing and using this ring up somewhat like I did with Bert Cooper, trying to stay away from the power and take advantage of using this whole big ring and stay on your feet.
There's that body work.
But is Razor Ruddock that type of fighter?
No, that's just what I was about to get to. He's really not that type of fighter, and he's not the type of fighter to be light on his feet. He's got the power. He wants to sit down on his punches, as he should, because he's proven that he has it. But there are several different styles of, styles make fights and different things that you can do in the ring.
Uppercut there by Ruddock scored. And there is Egerton Marcus with Jerome Coffey.
They've got to like what they've seen from Marcus so far.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jerome Coffey has to be delighted with the game plan thus far and how his fighter is carrying it out.
And Egerton has to be just gaining confidence with every round.
And we've got a little extra Vaseline going on the chin of Razor Ruddock this time.
Razor Ruddock, we pass the midway point, and Ruddock knows he's got to start getting some points here.
Neither one of them really look physically winded. They're still active and not breathing heavy like Ruddock was in his last fight. He certainly is more conditioned.
How much road work do you do, Baby Joe?
My trainers are old school, and we run about 6 days a week, 4 to 6 miles with heavy wind sprints. It's an important part of our training. A lot of road work. Conditioning is one of my strongest assets in the heavyweight division.
Egerton Marcus working inside on Donovan Razor Ruddock. We are in round 7, scheduled for 12. Canadian Heavyweight Championship fight at stake in Niagara Falls, New York.
The way Marcus is fighting, you wouldn't even think he's 219. He's fighting like he's 240. And just staying right in there with Ruddock, and every now and then you can even push him around a little bit.
Ruddock tried to load up with the left, but he missed. I mentioned before about, in my the Swiss keys to success, and I mentioned that he's got to stick his head on his chest. He's just doing that. He's just last couple rounds, he's just doing that. He's getting his head right on it. He's getting so Ruddock is unable to land that uppercut. He's just too close, and it's perfect the place for him to be.
Good flurry there from Marcus inside.
You got to think, you just want to see him a little busier, Ruddock, that is. Maybe he's trying to reserve something for the later rounds. You just don't know what it is right now.
Well, I think his corner's getting a little frustrated that he hasn't been busier and maybe load up a few, but he's had his hands full with Marcus being inside.
Just landed a good right.
It's not It's not that he's not landing right. He just needs to be landing more and doing more.
Yep. Well, Ruddock, he's an up and down fighter. I mean, he shows up against guys like Lewis and Tommy Morris, and you wonder who the heck is this guy. I mean, then he knocks out guys like Dokes and you know has those 2 wars with Tyson. You just never know which Ruddock's going to show up.
Left hook there by Ruddock. Marcus with a combination. Overhand right. Yeah.
Nice right hand.
Dipped right over top of the left of Ruddock and landed flush.
I say Marcus has been doing a good job too right there. He touched the ropes and got away. No, he doesn't want to be on the ropes.
10 seconds left in round 7. And this very well may go the distance. Hubert Earl getting busier in there to keep the fighters apart. Final seconds in the round. And Marcus again continues to score. Uppercut there landed. Oh, another uppercut and a right cross, and there's the bell.
Ruddock fighting with more confidence here now. Finally earning a little respect.
Oh. Right cross landed.
And Marcus is determined, though. I mean, he was just hurt, and now he's coming back with some nice body work, and he does have a lot of heart.
Doesn't appear to have taken anything out of the spring in his legs. Ooh, left uppercut there, just missed.
I think Marcus would be...
right hand there. Right on the button, and that wobble. Egerton Marcus, and now he has him in the corner.
And then Ruddock just hit him low. Egerton is got to get back inside. He's right in Ruddock's wheelhouse now.
Strongest round of the fight for Razor Ruddock right here in round 8, and there's some time left in it with 2 minutes to go.
He's got to stay inside Marcus and stay busy, and out here his legs might not be as strong as they were a couple rounds ago. Just because of those uppercuts and that right cross.
How quickly a fight can turn. That's what you look at when you're dealing with a banger like the Razor. But then Marcus fights back.
There's that uppercut, the right hand this time. Razor Ruddock's corner imploring him to use it, and we're pretty sure we know what they mean by that.
This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end a fight, and one punch could change a fight. Anything's possible. And that uppercut at the end of the last round, just giving Ruddock the edge here.
But I think we all admit he has some making up to do if it's going to be a decision, because Marcus has had a bit of a lead here up till that uppercut.
I had Marcus up by 3 points heading into that last round.
All right. A little more leaning on one another, and this keeps Hubert Earl, our referee, a little more active. Under a minute to go in round 8.
Don't hold it.
Sometimes when you're ahead of the fight, like Marcus is, if you're taking a hard punch, you can maybe take a round off and move around and not risk taking a hard shot like he's been eating a couple of those uppercuts right there.
Now he's trying to tie the Razor up, which is good. Hubert Earl says no holding, and Marcus will be quite content to get right back in there. Get this round out of the way.
And he's Ruddock trying to keep him away with that left hand a little bit, and load it up again. You can see him trying to shove him back, and then a quick left cross, and out comes the mouthpiece. 10 seconds left to go in the round, and there is the end of round 8. Razor Ruddock won his last 9 bouts, including the split decision over Harold Sconyers here in Niagara Falls in April. And a quick uppercut there by Ruddock landed, and he has gotten the attention of Egerton Marcus very early in this round 9.
Coming out of the last few rounds, just a little busier. They're probably aware that Marcus has felt a few of those blows.
He's been a different fight the last couple rounds, fighting with a lot more confidence, a lot more assurance, and seems to be turning the fight around to his favor.
Razor Ruddock's corner imploring him to double up on the uppercut.
Come on, work, guys, work. Never mind, work.
I've often wondered, I'm not sure that many hockey players can hear their parents screaming from the stands. Can you hear your corner yelling at you while you're fighting?
I really can't. You can't hear much of the fans. You try to listen for a few instructions from your corner. I try to place my brother in a strategic spot. Get some kind of...
If you're listening to too much what's going on outside the ring, you're kind of forgetting what's going on inside.
It's true. You got to stay focused on what's in front of you.
Occasionally you'll hear something that'll help, but it's a good idea to keep the focus on what's in front of you.
Just when you start paying attention to the wrong voice. The wrong left lands right in the button, and you're now listening to something else.
Birds.
Yes. This is round 9.
Oh, there's that right left hook, and it just took the mouthpiece out of Egerton to market. Marcus lost the mouthpiece again.
Minute 20 to go in the round. Referee Earl finding that piece of equipment. I mean,
It could be, Joe, that the mouthpiece is just loose.
It could be. It could be maybe he's exhaling out of his mouth, or it could be a lot of different things.
And now they're going to get that mouthpiece back in his mouth as the bout is stopped with a minute 6 to go in round 9, and here we go.
Well, this is really unfamiliar territory for Marcus, too. He's got 12 rounds before, but in both occasions, he didn't really look strong towards the end of the fight.
That's a nice combination by Marcus there.
Against McLean, he dominated early, but towards the end of the fight, he just ran out of gas. And against Henry Mascot, too, he was out of gas by the end of the fight.
Yeah, those were back-to-back fights. He's gone 12 rounds on 3 occasions and 11 on another.
Well, it just looks like he's slowed. Doesn't look like he's breathing heavy. This looks like his punches have slowed down. He's not as busy.
But the longest that Razor Ruddock has ever gone is 10 rounds, including the Sconyers fight. And he's done that on just 4 occasions. 12, I'm sorry, and a 12-round fight. Yeah, exactly.
Blood now. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
12 rounds with Tyson, that would be all right.
Yeah, that's
Somebody.
that looks good on the resume. And here we got a good exchange. Razor Ruddock with 10 seconds left in round 9.
Ruddock got the best of that exchange.
Yes, he did. Well, that was a low blow that carries on.
Right now, he's
uppercut. He's got him in a little trouble here.
Nice.
Uppercut lands. Egerton Marcus is going to have the bell help him out here in round 9. From Baby Joe Macy as Razor Ruddock has been cut just on the left of the left eye.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like a pretty bad cut. It doesn't
Like
over
a
the
flash
eye.
of heads right there. There's a mouthpiece going.
Yep.
That uppercut.
Not sure when that happened.
Saw him wipe his eye, and he saw some blood in the shoulder, Marcus, wondering if it was his.
It was just maybe that one.
I think just before that exchange earlier, I think they clashed heads.
Because it didn't appear, at least,
Right
to
there,
be
you see,
a
it-
punch. Was it a head? Maybe
looked
just
like
a
he-
brush. Yep.
It looked like he just felt the head, and he brought his right hand up right afterwards, or his left hand up right afterwards. So.
We'll see how the corner does. And
let's see how
stopping
the
blood
corner
flow.
does here. And Joe Bowen along with Baby Joe Macy and Joe Tilley. And here we go for round 10.
Well, at this point, Razor Ruddock feeling he is in total control of this fight, and he really appears to be.
Feeling much more confident, but he's got to be aware that the earlier rounds did go to Marcus.
And I think he has to be aware that that cut may be a factor. This is round 10.
At this point, Marcus, he has to worry about survival. He's been hit by some real good bombs here. Like we mentioned earlier, though, Marcus has got a tremendous heart. There's no quitting this man, and as long as he can stand, he certainly will.
There's definitely no quit. He's still putting that pressure on.
36 years of age, 1988 Olympic silver medalist, and the chief sparring partner for Lennox Lewis.
Oh, he must be giving Lennox a pretty good go these days.
Ruddock trying to work a bit of an uppercut inside, and Egerton Marcus maybe trying to work that cut a little bit, although it appears to have been handled extremely well by Razor Ruddock's corner.
Yeah, I haven't seen any blood flow so far this round.
No.
Ruddock seems to be resting right now, too. He's taking the first half of the round off.
Maybe saving it for the championship rounds, the last 2 rounds.
Now, saving for the last 30 seconds, too. That's
Got a left hook in there, though.
That seems to be a strategy, just coasting for the first part of the round and then come on strong towards the latter part.
Both seem to have slowed down quite a bit. Marcus not having quite the same efficiency on his punches as he did earlier.
This is a good spot, though. Stand inside. He's not getting clipped at the edge of Ruddock's punches when he's inside like that.
Just got to be cautious of that uppercut.
Got to keep that right hand up, too.
Minute to go here in round 10. Good right hand there by Ruddock. Backed up Egerton Marcus, but he comes straight ahead. Yep. Both fighters sucking a little air here, trying to get through round 10.
Marcus has got a lot of heart. Ruddock has a lot of power.
It's been a great fight. It's been a great fight.
The Canadian Heavyweight Championship at stake. Right hand by
Good exchange.
Ruddock, and a good exchange by Egerton Marcus.
These two warriors are really giving it to each other now. That's great.
Oh, there goes the mouthpiece again. Left hook, right hand. Right cross.
He's on his feet.
Left hook lands. Egerton Marcus has wobbled into the corner. That's it. That's it. Donovan Razor Ruddock got Egerton Marcus in a lot of trouble late in that 10th round, and he really connected with that right hand. And Egerton Marcus is over in the corner now and in some difficulty.
You know, you got to give credit to referee Hubert Earl, Joey. I mean, he absolutely recognized right away that Marcus was in trouble. He was out on his feet. That was clear. He turned his head. His hands were right down. Ruddock hit him again. After that, Earl moved right in and stopped it because, you know, he could have hurt him. He could have done some serious damage.
It was a great stoppage by the referee. Great stoppage. Marcus looks like he's going to be okay.
Well, I'll tell you, in the early going, Egerton Marcus was obviously in the lead, but Donovan Razor Ruddock's experience, Baby Joe Macy, obviously had quite an impact in that. And then that one round late, and I think it was round 6 or 7.
Round 7.
And he caught him with that left hook, and Marcus was really never the same after that.
He really did. I think that uppercut kind of changed things. Marcus went back to his corner a little wobbly, didn't really recover. His punches were all a little slower. He wasn't quite as busy. Ruddock was landing a little more frequently, and that's when his experience and that ring savvy started taking over in the later rounds, just like I imagined it would. He started a little slower and had us a little nervous, but his experience took over, and he did very, very well.
Egerton Marcus being looked at in the corner over here, and maybe calling for ring doctor possibly to come in and double check him. But he really got tagged late in that round. Round number 10, scheduled for 12. And Egerton Marcus now being attended to over in the corner. But Donovan Razor Ruddock has regained the Canadian Heavyweight Boxing Championship with a 10-round TKO of a very game Egerton Marcus, who certainly put on a great show here and was a game fighter throughout. And there's Lennox Lewis's mother in the corner, concerned about Egerton.
Got to tell you, he's got a heart of a lion. He was very determined. He just kept coming forward.
And we're going to get Joe Tilley up into the ring, and let's go upstairs to him now.
Did you think you were going to have to work this hard for the title?
Yeah, I know. I knew. That's why I trained very hard for this fight. And that's why, if you notice, I'm down like 16 pounds. So I felt better, like in the 10th round. I was a little winded, but I knew I could go on in the 12th round. I pick up my pace in the later rounds.
You went in there today almost exactly the same weight you were when you fought Tyson the second time.
Really? Oh, what do you mean?
239 pounds.
Yeah. Well, I feel good. I feel strong. My legs felt strong. And I've been training very hard, you know, because if you notice, my maturity showed in there.
What's next for the Razor?
You.
You got me by a few pounds, Razor. I'd do it, you know, but...
Yeah. I got headbutted in about the 9th round, so I knew I had to take him out. But I knew he wasn't able to do any damage to the cut because he wasn't able to jab me in the cut. And, you know, it wasn't bothering me. I'll fight with one eye.
Seriously, though, is there anybody out there that you have in mind you have your eye on? Your good eye?
No, not really. What happened is that, like I took so many years off, I'm taking my time back up. I'm, you know, stepping up the ladder a little better opponent as I go, you know?
Well, this was a tough opponent here for you today.
Yeah, because whenever they fight Razor Ruddock, they come tough. They come tough, you know? I hope he's okay. I really hope he's okay. I really hope he's okay.
All right, thanks, Razor.
I really hope he's okay.
Razor Ruddock, the new Canadian heavyweight champion. Congratulations.
My heart goes out to all the tragedy people in New York City, in the firefighters and all the police department in New York City.